What's going on, everybody? Ray Yerg's back here with Just Saying Update. Wednesday evening. Hope you guys are having a great night, great day. A little rainy up here in the Northeast today, so kind of shitty day, but tons of sports on. So we'll get right into it. As I mentioned, so right now we got the Clippers and the Mavericks game on right here. Slow start, but it kind of picked up at the end of the first quarter, which was seems like the points started coming in. But that's what I got going on right here. Before I get into some of the topics that I wanted to mention, talk about tonight, don't forget to go check me out on my podcast. You can find it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. Just search for the Just Saying podcast and subscribe, hit the like, leave a comment. Appreciate all the support. All right. So there's a couple of things I wanted to talk about. I didn't get a chance to yesterday, and because I took the night off, and then I decided to come on tonight instead. But one of the things that I had a lot of Twitter back and forth with yesterday was the big news with Tatis hitting the grand slam on a 3-0 pitch on Monday night. And I kind of wanted to just clarify as to the point that I was trying to make in regards to that. And it's not so much that I have an issue with him hitting the grand slam on a 3-0 pitch, because he is a tremendous talent, tremendous baseball player. He is in first place, I think, in every category so far this year. He's already in the MVP runnings. So there's really not a problem with him hitting on the 3-0 pitch. The problem I have is that he missed, well, not missed, he ignored the take sign from the manager on the 3-0 pitch. So you ignore the 3-0 take sign and you wait for the next pitch. Now, it was already 10-3 in the eighth at that point. So him ignoring the take sign, to me, just shows a little bit lack of discipline and leadership that he wants to present himself with, because, and I'll explain why. So you go up to the plate, you get the take sign. No, most of the players would take it. Mike Trout would probably take it. Mookie Betts, all those players. I know he's 21 years old, but if he wants to be a leader in that clubhouse, you have to set the example to show the younger players or anybody else in that clubhouse that you're going to listen to your manager when he's making the decisions, because that's what the ultimately the manager is making the decisions. He's putting out the lineups. He's trying to do what's best for the team. I know that it was 10-3 at that point, but I'll give you an example. If another player comes up to bat and you have a runner on second base, right? And say Joe Schmo is up to bat and he gets the bunt sign down the third base side, okay? He gets the bunt to move the runner over from second to third with a power hitter coming up to try and drive him home, okay? That's my beef. And then the player, because Tatis ignored the take sign, so he sets the example like, oh, you know what? I'm not going to bunt this guy down. I want to be the hero, and I want to drive this guy home. And he ends up popping out or lining out and causing the runner on second is going to get tagged out on a double play. Now you're screwed. Okay, that was my whole point and issue I had with Tatis ignoring the take sign. He hit the grand slam. That's great. Put up those stats, boy. I mean, you only get you get one opportunity, and yes, you got to make the best of it. But you're 21, you got a whole career ahead of you, man. And you want to be a leader, you got to set the example that you got to respect the manager's decision. You got to show all the other people in that clubhouse that they need to respect his decision too. And that way he'll have your back on another time when you need it, he'll have your back. That was my whole point on that back and forth with many people yesterday. And they just couldn't really seem to understand it. But that's just might be how it is with millennials and Gen Zers. That I know you want to see excitement. You want to see home runs. We all want to see it. We all do. I mean, was anybody even watching that game in the eighth inning, 10-3 at that point? I mean, The Rangers weren't coming back. People say, no, you got to put up the runs while you can. Rangers weren't coming back in that game. The Rangers are not that team a team like that comes back. Red Sox, Yankees, Astros, Dodgers, those are the teams that could come back down 7 runs. Provide me with some stats of teams that are down 7 runs in the 8th inning or later that have come back in the last 5 years. And then we'll talk. But my whole point is you got to set the precedence. You got to be a leader in that clubhouse. You can't be ignoring the manager's calls that he's given to the third base coach. That's my whole point. You got to set the example, and it's just like in a job. You got to set the example for everybody that's below you if you're a leader and you're a boss. Because otherwise, they're just going to walk all over you and they're just going to ignore everything that you continue to say. And that's not how baseball teams are run. And the lack of discipline, that'll filter down eventually, and that doesn't help win championships. You got to be able to be disciplined in order to win championships in any professional sport. So that was my whole point, and I just wanted to kind of clear the air on what I was thinking with Tatis. Okay. Now we move down the list here. Some interesting stuff earlier. Trevor Bauer denied wearing custom-made cleats. Okay? Now, I'm going to put this on pause for a minute, and I will be right back. I have some children I have to attend to. I have a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old, so one of them's having a tough time going to sleep tonight. But I will go check on her, and I will be back momentarily. All right, I am back. Sorry about the delay. Might happen again, but that's what happens when we go live. Um, having a tough time sleeping tonight. She misses her mommy. Um, just tweet out here. All right. It might happen again. Might have to cut it short, so we'll see. But like I said, that's what I wanted to talk about. Was the first point was really what I wanted to talk about with Tatis. So the second thing, I don't know if anybody saw earlier, but Trevor Bauer was denied wearing custom-made cleats by the MLB that said "Free Joe Kelly." Now, if anybody saw the pictures, they were amazing. These cleats, at one cleat it said "Free Joe Kelly," and then the other cleat had a picture of him giving them a boo-boo lip. It was fucking hilarious. I wish that he was able to wear it. Because because that is some classic shit right there. That is, and that just shows how soft the MLB is. MLB soft. They said that they could throw him out of the league and be disciplined for it if he was to wear those cleats. If I was Trevor Bauer, I would have said "fuck you" and put the cleats on and walked right out there and said, "Show me what you're really gonna do. You ain't gonna throw me out of the league for fucking wearing cleats when half the fucking baseball players that cheated on the Astros are still playing and has been disciplined. And on top of that, people that have been on steroids still get to fucking play in the league for, before the third offense, and then they end up getting fucking thrown out. So Trevor Bauer, you should have stuck to your guns. Fucking put those cleats, those bad boy cleats on. And I should have auctioned them off afterwards too for a charity. Then we'll see if you came out with that, I guarantee you the MLB would have said, yes, okay, we'll keep them. You can have them. Oh, you're going to auction them off? Charity? Yeah, I got to put them on. Would have been hilarious. But yeah, the MLB, the soft league that they are, crybabies, they denied him, saying that he couldn't wear those cleats. Go check them out. Go check those cleats out because those were fucking hot. Those were fire. Hilarious. I love them. I hope he does something with them anyway. Only Trevor Bauer, man. Man, he is someone else. He's a character. I fucking love him. He's some funny shit there. Oh man, go check him out. Seriously, go check them out. Let's see what else we got going on here. Oops. Man. Stupid tweets. Flying here. So yeah, anyways, moving on. Some of the other things, we'll get to the NBA recap. First games for the playoffs, tremendous. Seriously, they really have been exciting. Kind of what we expected for the most part, except the Lakers and Bucks, they go down yesterday. But it's kind of really not surprising that the speaking of Tatis, 12th home run of the season. Let's breaking news. Love playing with these things. Tatis just hits his 12th home run of the season. Gives the Padres a 2-1 lead over the Rangers right now. League leading 12th home run, I should say. And boy, I am watching that. That was a fucking bomb in the straight center. Straight bomb. See, told you the kid's on fire. The kid's great, man. Now, don't get me wrong. The kid's great. I just want to see leadership. I want to see discipline. I want to see leadership. Leaders set by example. That's what I want to see. No problem with him hitting home runs, man. Swing for those fences. Man, that was great. Anyways, back to the NBA. So no surprise that my Lakers, I am a Lakers fan, let's just get that wrong, but no surprise that they did lose. Blazers are going to be a problem. Everybody was saying it before going up to that game. They are a problem. They have a lot of good talent. Some things that people tend to really forget, though. The Blazers were in the Western Conference Finals last year, mind you. Yeah, they got swept. I believe they got swept. Yes, but they were in the Western Conference Finals. They have a lot of talent on that team. It's not just Dame, who's a great player. They have multiple players who can play and can be a problem. Okay? Especially when you have some really good big guys too that can create havoc down low. Okay? And the Lakers only have Anthony Davis down low. Okay? Who's good. But the Blazers have shooters. Okay? The Blazers have defenders. Okay? The Blazers have big guys down low that can create problems, that can help create space. Okay? The Blazers, if anybody was paying attention, the Blazers play tremendous basketball down the stretch, late in games, when they're close. And when they're close, and if you go live and you bet them live, that's what you should be doing. Because they've proved that this entire bubble, down the stretch in close games, their experience has prevailed and has got them to where they are right now. Okay? And now I understand, Lakers, everybody's saying, oh, it's over. It's not over yet. It's not over yet. Lakers have some work to do. Okay? But they need to figure out what they really want to do. And I'm going to tell you why in a second. Lakers have been lost since December. Okay? Can't really figure out what their identity is. And then with the time off and then coming into ball, they've struggled this entire time that they've been in Orlando. Okay? They've struggled this entire time. But what's their real purpose of being there? And then what I mean is, so I was listening to Whitlock earlier on his new show, okay? And he brought up a good point, and I kind of second this motion. I get the whole political thing behind it with the names on the back of your jerseys. You're there because you want justice for whoever, Black Lives, Breonna Taylor, whoever it may be. And in the post-game interviews, the Lakers players seemed more focused on trying to get their point across for bringing justice to Breonna Taylor, which nobody's disputing. But instead of talking about the basketball game and what they need to do to improve to come back and win this series, okay, because they are down 1-0. So that kind of shows you where their heads at and where their mentality's at. And I don't really think that they have that right mentality to they need to block that stuff out and focus on the ultimate goal. And the ultimate goal is to win the championship. I understand you have a goal and a platform and you're trying to use it and you're trying to do the right thing. But at the end of the day, you're trying to win a championship. And that's what you need to focus on. You need to block out all the rest of the noise and say to yourself, guys, we are here to win the championship. We were the number one seed. We were the best team in the Western Conference. Okay? We need to get it together. The Lakers don't have many good players aside from James and Davis. Okay? They just don't. And I agree with a lot of people that have said it yesterday. And I may be repeating what other people have been saying, but it's true. And it showed last night. They don't have shooters. They can't make threes. The defense has been poor, and the Lakers have a good defensive team. Yes, they're missing Bradley, and I made that a point last night. Like, yeah, Bradley might not make a big difference offensively, but he would make a big difference defensively. Okay, when you have that veteran player on that team making decisions that need to be made. Okay, and that's going to hurt them. That's going to hurt them going forward against this Blazers team who's hungry, who will not give up, and who can shoot and ball. Okay. So they're going to have a problem. So the Lakers really need to get it together. And, this 1 day off stuff every other day playing, they really got to get it together quick. If they don't win tomorrow, it's going to be really tough for the Lakers to come back. I wouldn't anticipate. So it's a must-win situation for the Lakers tomorrow. Must-win situation, obviously. But props to the Blazers, man. I thought that they were done as soon as the Lakers finally ended up coming back and taking the lead for the first time. I really thought that the Blazers were pretty much done. And I think they were down by 6. Gritty made some stops, got some points, up too late in the game. And the Lakers, same thing like in college basketball, gotta hit your free throws. Okay, gotta hit your free throws. Davis missed 2, James missed 2. They could have been up, and they end up losing by 6. Moral of the story. So Lakers need a lot of help. They got to get it together. The guys that they have around them is just not going to cut it. And James and Davis can't do it all every night, and it clearly showed last night. If you just block them out and you just do what you got to do, make guys like Green and Pope play, it's not going to happen. So Blazers are on the right path. 3 more wins and they're in the next round. It's gonna, it really is gonna be tough. I know, it's gonna be tough for the Lakers. And I'm a Lakers fan. I am, so it's gonna be tough for them. Wouldn't surprise me if they do lose in the first round. Like I said, their heads to me is just not in it. Really isn't. So moving down the list here, got a couple more things we want to hit upon, but before that, I'm going to take a quick 20-second break. Quick 20-second break. Give you a little ad. Go subscribe, hit the like, follow us on Twitter, The Real Ray Yergs. Follow us on YouTube, Periscope. Trying to build a platform, trying to get better, and we're going to have many more things to come for sure. So quick 20 seconds, and I'll be right back. All right, here, back here. So if you listen to one of my podcasts earlier in the year, for the MLB breakdown show, I was high on the Red Sox, and it might have been being biased because I'm a Red Sox fan, but I was high on the Red Sox. I was hoping that they would get over the 30, I think it was 31 and a half victories up to 32. Well, that's a long shot. That's not happening now. They're 6-18. They're terrible. They're an abysmal team. Their pitching's terrible. Aside from Eovaldi, I can't even name one starter. I don't even know who's in the bullpen now. Offense has still kind of been there. They just give up a lot of runs. I mean, they've still been hitting the ball well, but they've really just been giving up a lot of runs. And they're terrible. But I started thinking about it. And what I mean by why I was thinking about it, I'm like, well, Red Sox farm system is completely depleted. They got nobody. Okay. They got nobody worthy in the farm system. They got rid of them all with a lot of their trades, which actually helped them, which was fine because it helped them win the 2018 World Series. That was fine. But now you have nobody. You got nothing. Okay. You just got the best players that you have on your team. And so when I started thinking about it, I said, well, this is kind of like a repeat from like 2013 and 2007. Okay. So 2007, the Red Sox won the World Series. They still had great teams going forward. They made the playoffs the next year. They ended up getting bounced against Tampa Bay in 08. But they still had a lot of good teams. But then 2011 is when the wheels started to fall off a little bit for the Red Sox. And then Francona had left, and then Bobby Valentine came in. And they had a bad couple of years right there, right? I believe in 11 and 12 or whatever it was. But that allowed them to get some good players. I mean, they drafted Mookie Betts in the 5th round. They drafted Jackie Bradley Jr. 2013, they win the World Series. Okay. Now, a lot of it had to do, they were riding on a lot of emotion, riding high, Boston strong. Everybody remembers the bombing in the Boston Marathon. And they go on to win the World Series that year. 2014 and 15, though, was a lot different. They were terrible. They were at the bottom of the league. The bottom of the division. They ended up getting some, like, I believe, top 5 picks, or top 10 picks. Okay. So then they reboosted again. So then they drafted some players. So then Benintendi ended up coming along. He ended up getting drafted. That was their first overall pick back in 2015. Okay. They got Chavez. All right. In 2014, who's now playing for the Red Sox in the big leagues. Okay. So they got a lot of good young talent. They and boosted their farm system tremendously. And boom, 2016, the division winners. I believe they were the division winners in 2016. 2017, they were division winners again. Lost against the Astros in the first round. 2018, boom, they made some trades. They get Sale. They got all this great team. Boom, win the World Series. Now it's a repeat again. So 2019, they kind of had a good year. They were like around 500. I believe they finished like 82 and 82, somewhere around there. But they fell short of the playoffs. Okay. Sale ended up going down. They just didn't have what it took to get them back there. So now we're in 2020 and it's a 60-game season. So now I'm thinking about it and I'm like, well, you know what? They don't really have any expectations for them anyway. What's the point of even playing? So I don't want to say they're tanking because I don't believe they are. I believe they're still trying hard because they're still putting up some good offensive numbers. They're still hitting the ball well. Their pitching's really bad. Okay. But that's not a bad thing because they need to get some more young talent. They need to boost that farm system. They need to enhance their roster tremendously. So them playing for a top 5 pick is going to play. They're playing it correctly now this year. I think they're just going to go out. They're going to do the thing. If they win, they win. If they don't, they're okay with it. And they're okay with losing. And they're okay with getting killed too, apparently. And they're going to get a top 5 pick. And they're going to get a good young player that can hopefully maybe come into the league in a couple of years, get some top picks in each round and boost that farm system and boost that talent. So then by 2022, let's say we'll put it out 2 to 3 years, you're right back in it again, top of the division, competing for a World Series. Because at that point, the Yankees are going to be a step back because all their players are going to be that much older. Now I know, Judge is an absolute monster. Stanton's an absolute monster. Sanchez. I mean, the roster's stacked. Don't get me wrong, Yankees roster stacked, but their window is very narrow. It's a short window right now, and their time to win a World Series is now. So they're going to be in that hunt for the next 2 years up to that, right? Because then once the Red Sox get back at it and create that rivalry again, it's going to be hard for the Yankees to win that World Series. So that's why I think the Red Sox are playing it correctly now. I take back my stance on my podcast that I talked about them. It would have been great. Don't get me wrong, but they're playing it right. I'm not disappointed. Get that top 5 pick, boost that roster, and compete in the World Series in 2 to 3 more years, and they'll be right back. They might make the wild card in the next couple of years, but I don't think they have the expectation to win the World Series any time within the next few years. So that's what I'm going with. I like what they're going. They'll be fine in a couple of years. Boost that roster because that's what they need. And you can see because they're picking up some really good young talent off of waivers right now. So that's going to help them in the future too. So they're heading down the right path. So sticking in Boston, we'll move on real quick. Excuse me. Oh, Dan just broke the chair. Don't tell the wife. Don't tell the wife. We'll fix that before she comes home. Anyways, Bruins advanced to the second round, and it to me actually was a little bit of a surprise. I'm not gonna lie. They did nothing in the round robin games that showed that they were remotely ready to play any type of hockey. They were it's like they weren't even trying. Aside from that, Tuukka ends up leaving on Saturday. Huge disappointment, huge news from them. You would think that the team's down, that it's like the starting QB just goes down, and complete opposite. They've played tremendous. They had a huge come from behind victory the other day, down 2-0. They ended up winning 4-2. Tonight they were down 1-0 early. Snap of a finger, boom, up 2-1. Played great defense the rest of the game, and they're into the second round. Playing tremendous hockey right now. Maybe that was the plan all along. Don't really care where you sit in the seedings, since you don't really home ice advantage doesn't really even matter. So again, smart team, not trying hard, saving all their energy for the playoffs. They win the series 4-1 over the Hurricanes. Kudos to them. Bruins look really good, really strong. Complete opposite from what I kind of really thought that they were going to be. But I like it. I like where they're at. I like how they're playing. And we'll see, we'll see who they play in the next round. Let's see here. Going black there for a second. Let's see. Flyers. What's the score of that game? They were down 3-2. They're still down 3-2 in the third period. So they were looking to try and close it out, but it does look like they might not close it out tonight. Knights ended up closing it out last night. No surprise of no one. Got a good game tonight. Got Canucks and the Blues tonight. That series is tied 2-2. So that should be fun. But most of the teams will be getting ready to wrap it up and move on to the second round. So Lightning prevailed today. They move on as well. They were down 2-0 early, and then they were still down. And last couple of minutes of the game, tied it, won in overtime. Kudos to them. They get over the hump. Not a team I'd be wanting to play in the next round for sure. But Bruins move on, like where they're at, playing really good hockey right now. Really surprised me. Couple other things before we head out of here. Check in, see what's going on here. Check in some scores, seeing anything interesting happening. Not too much, but before we head out, end the show with some random topics. A couple of random topics. Not sure if anybody saw, but I'm sure everybody did actually. The Instagram model that gave blowjobs to 7 NBA players at once. Wild. I mean, I'm reading this, and that is fucking wild. It's like a big orgy in the hotel room with 7 players from the Suns team, which is basically like the whole team. Sex, blowjobs, peeing. It's wild. I don't know if this shit's true or not, but that shit is hilarious and some fucking entertainment. Maybe that's why the Suns were 8-0 in the bubble. I don't know. Crazy. I really want to know if that's true. I think it is. Wouldn't be surprised. And Booker was one of them. Yikes. does Jenner feel about that? Ouch. Man, she just gets like cheated on like all the time. She must not be good in bed. Because if she was, I don't think anybody would be doing that. Actually, you know what? Yeah, they would. They're NBA players. Hilarious though. Very funny. Couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe reading it. It's crazy. Another topic. I didn't have this written down as a topic to talk about, but I don't know if anybody saw this part too. A stripper in Vegas gave 8 people COVID at a strip club. Not by what you think it is. If anybody saw the article, wasn't from kissing, touching, or anything like that. It was from her squirting on stage 30 plus feet into the ceiling on the fan all over people. Go read this story. This shit's wild. The owner goes, oh yeah, she puts on the show, but she usually doesn't squirt that much. It just kind of just stays on stage and dribbles down her vag. This time she squirts 30 feet into the ceiling fan, drenched guys. Go read these comments. Drenched the guy. They got COVID from it. The guy said he had to take 3 showers before he went home because he didn't want his wife to smell it on him and everything. What? It's fucking wild. Man. That is the most random topic of the day that I read on Twitter. That is the most random topic I probably have read in a long time. Long time. Go read it. Go find out. Crazy. Anyways, one last thing I wanted to talk about. This one's more on the more not so much political, but kind of political. I saw a video clip earlier. Kamala Harris. Right? Everybody knows she's the VP candidate. Okay. Kamala Harris. I saw a video clip earlier. Not really sure when it's from. I didn't really do research on it. It's just the fact that I saw it and it upset me. There was a video of her talking about 18 to 24-year-olds. Okay. So 18 to 24-year-olds, she says, are stupid. That's right. Go watch the video. It's true. Okay. She says the 18 to 24-year-olds are stupid. They live in dormitories. They need guidance. They're stupid. That's what she says. Okay. Now I want to clear this up. No 18 to 24-year-old is stupid. Okay. I just want to make that clear. Everybody is smart and has great potential. But the nerve for her to come out and say that she's stupid. No, they're not. They're not stupid. They're not stupid. They're not stupid. Done. Come on. They're not. They're misguided. They're not stupid. Okay. I was 18 to 24 at one point too. Okay. I'm 35 now. Okay. When I was 19, when I was 18 to 20 in the 24 range. Okay. I had a full-time job. Okay. Working 40 hours a week. And I was a full-time college student going to college to get my degree. Okay. And in that time span, I got two associate's degrees and a bachelor's degree in engineering. Okay. I didn't stop. I worked my ass off. Okay. I wasn't stupid. I did everything right. I did everything I needed to. And in that time span, I got my degrees. I got a great job that I was still at almost 10 years. Okay. I have a house. I have a family. I have children. And I'm 35. When I was 18 to 24, I did all that. I did everything right to get me into where I am now. Okay. So there is no stupidity on any 18 to 24-year-old. Okay. There is no stupidity. Some of them might just be misguided and they need different guidance and help with trying to get to where they are or where they want to be in life. Okay. But there was no reason to be calling an 18 to 24-year-old stupid. Okay. And there's many more stories like mine. One's probably better than mine. Okay. All right. 18 to 24-year-olds, they work there. Yes, we do party. We did. Everybody did. Okay. We had fun, but there's a lot of people that also had fun and also did the things that they needed to do to get to where they are today in those ages. Okay. She should be ashamed of herself for calling people stupid between 18 and 24 years old. Or be ashamed to call anybody stupid no matter what age you're at. No matter what age you are, you should be ashamed. She should be ashamed. And that's the type of leadership that this country wants behind Joe Biden. That's the type of leadership Kamala Harris is setting out. Bullshit. Okay. I worked my ass off and I'm not stupid. Okay. I'm very intelligent. Okay. Very intelligent. I have a great job. I have a great family. All right. And I have a great everything. I have everything because of the effort and hard work I did when I was that age. And I'm not stupid. And there's no other stupid person out there. There's hundreds, thousands, millions more people just like me, okay? No matter what color you are either, that work their ass off to get to where they are in their life. And they're not stupid. And nobody should be called stupid. Coming from leaders and that from possible future leaders, should be ashamed of herself. Pissed me right the fuck off. She should be ashamed of herself. Okay? We're gonna end it on that. Wanted to talk about that. Really upset me. Upset a lot of people too. Messages to just do you. Okay? And you'll be successful. You just keep doing the things you need to do the way you want to do it, and your time will come and you will be successful. Everybody can do it and you put your mind to it. Okay? I'm just saying, guys. That's not the kind of leadership we want in this country. Okay? I'm Ray Yergs. Gonna head out tonight. Sorry for the little bit of delay earlier in the show. Like I said, I had my daughter was having a hard time going to sleep tonight. So I just had to go tend to her, make sure she was good. And she is all good. 35 minutes later, she's out. So I'm Ray Yergs. I'll try and be back here tomorrow night. If not, I'll be back on Friday for sure. So you guys all enjoy the rest of your night. You guys enjoy tomorrow. And enjoy life. All right, guys? Take it easy.